Okay, so this is in the loss room. We wanted to show you where the Cuddle Cot is first. So we have 3 boxes here. The top 2 are the Cuddle Cots that our unit has been donated. One is from Empty Arms and one is from the Knights of Columbus. In the bottom box is the Osher system. So we'll go through how all of these work today. For the Osher cold therapy system, the directions are right here on the wall. For the Cuddle Cot, the directions are right here at eye level. You can also find them in the perinatal loss book. You can also find them on top of the box, and there is a copy inside the box. Also in this room, we keep distilled water and biocide for the Cuddle Cot system. It comes in a box of 4 like this, so we have quite a bit in here right now. There's these ones on the floor, and we normally keep it up here. So when we want to set up the Cuddle Cot, I recommend setting it up either in the loss room or here in the nursery first. Sometimes it can be a little finicky, and it's easier to do it outside of the patient room. So you simply open your box. As you can see inside, we've got the instructions here. This is a large size pad, and we also have a small size pad. This is the tubing that goes to the machine. This is the machine itself. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that this was emptied properly, and this was emptied. You can see there's no water in here. There's a little tag on here that says check instructions card on storage box and do not fill more than 3/4 full of water. That's very important. If you fill this all the way to the top, there's not enough airflow to cool the water and the unit will overheat. I didn't put a full instruction tag here because then it would block the vent and that would make the unit overheat as well. This needs to have a certain amount of airflow around it in order for it to not overheat. So that is why we always keep it on a shelf or on the side part of the cot, never in this drawer. There is not enough airflow and the unit will overheat. So to set it up, we open this, take your biocide, and we put 1 to 2 drops in there. This is just to prevent germs from growing. Then you take your distilled water.
And we carefully pour in here. Just watch your level.
I'm between 1/2 and 3/4, which is about perfect. There we go, 3/4 full. I want to do a quick visual inspection of this fan to make sure that it's clear from debris, which it is. If this is clogged, then that can also cause your unit to overheat. I'm going to put my lid back on. Now I'm going to hook my pad up. Make sure that's on tight. And then this plugs into here. Underneath here is the release button for when you unhook it. Push it until you hear the click. Now you can plug it in. So once it's plugged in, there is an on-off button right here. Set your temperature to 8 degrees and press enter. The water is currently at room temperature, which is 21 degrees. It's going to start circulating here. And I want to make sure that my pad is filling with water. So I watch this water level here, and I also feel along my pad to see if water is coming in or not. I often feel along here to see if there's any air bubbles. Sometimes that will prevent it from filling. Or sometimes there's an airlock in the pad itself. So I just kind of play with it a little bit, try to get that to fill. Check all my connections. So since I can tell that my pad did not fill with water, and I've tried a few of my troubleshooting steps, I can see that this only went down about a quarter of a tank. So that's enough to fill this hose. I know there's something going on. So I'm going to start over. I unhook this, and then I use the Cuddle Cot key to drain it. Sometimes there's an airlock right in here, and that's what you need to fix. So I just simply start over. So I was having trouble getting this to drain, and what I did is I took this lid off, and as soon as I did, it drained quite easily. So we're going to start over. So you can see the water level dropping there. That tells me that my mattress is filling with water. I can also feel it coming through here, and now my mattress is getting cold. And I can feel the water all the way through the mattress. So now it can take up to 20 minutes for it to fully cool. Our goal is to get between 8 to 12 degrees Celsius. So it just is going to need a bit of time. Okay. So since my water level has dropped some already, sometimes it will get quite low and it will alarm and make a little chirping sound to let you know it's low of water. So adding more water is not a problem, but make sure you do not go above the 3/4. If you do, it can sometimes overheat. So when you have a patient using this in their room, it's important to check the water level often because you don't want it to start chirping at them and distracting them from the moment, but just do not fill over that 3/4 line. When it's in the room, I just set it on this handy little shelf on the side of the bassinet. And then you have your mattress pad in here. I put one blanket over top, and then whatever this baby is dressed in, it can just sit on top of this blanket. If it's of a smaller gestation, sometimes I will take the smaller pad and actually put it inside the Twinkle Star basket, so it's closer to the baby. They can hold the baby while it's on this mat. They just have to hold the mat too. Or if they prefer, they just simply place it back in the bassinet onto this cooling mat. So when you're done using the Cuddle Cot, there's an on-off switch. Just turn that off, unplug it, and take it to a different room preferably. Then it's very important to drain the pad as well. So under here, we talked about that release button. Press here, this pulls off. I often get a second person to help me with this job. I take my Cuddle Cot drainage key and put it in here first and make sure that I've drained my pad fully, which is hard to do with one person. There. So once your pad is drained, then you drain the Cuddle Cot. And we drain from the bottom so that we don't spill water into this fan. You want it to be fully drained after every use. So once it's fully drained, then we can wipe clean with any surface wipe. So just like any piece of equipment, we want to make sure that we've cleaned all of the parts. And when we put it back into this box, see where your cord is, your electrical cord? It goes in this part of the box there. And then wipe down your pad and tubing. And then I just kind of roll this nicely. I don't want to make creases in it that would make it hard to drain or fill. And just place it on top and put it away in the washroom. So sometimes, no matter how much troubleshooting we do, we just cannot get the Cuddle Cot to work. And especially if this baby is planning to go for autopsy, it is important that we do cool it. So you are never wrong to use this Osher system. It does cool the baby a lot more than the Cuddle Cot. The Cuddle Cot goes to 8 to 12 degrees. This is whatever temperature your ice water is until all your ice is melted. And then the water, whatever temperature it is what the baby will be. So there's more temperature fluctuation. So you really have to keep an eye on it and know that the baby will be quite cold. In order to use this, there's a little blue line here that it says first fill to here with water, next fill to here with ice. And it's actually quite a bit of ice that this needs. So once I've filled this by the directions with ice and water, I can take the Cuddle Cot pad either size, and it just connects right on here. And then all I need to do is take this cord, plug it into the wall. There's a switch at the back. You simply turn it on. And quite quickly, this fills with cold water, but it is very cold water, and you would use it the same way you would a Cuddle Cot. So you'll notice that it was making a squeaky noise when we first turned it on. All that I've done is made sure my water level was full, made sure my cord at the back where the water comes out is straight. I kind of played with the level of power at the back, and the squeaking noise has stopped. Now this machine is too big to have on this shelf. So you could have it on a bedside table or on the white shelf at the back of the room. And the cord is much longer. It would even reach to the floor if you need it. So when you're cleaning this one up, of course, you're going to turn it off and unplug it. It is a little bit easier to clean up. You simply have to dump this into the sink and unhook your Cuddle Cot mattress. This hose doesn't drain. And then wipe it down with your wipes.